Hello guys, welcome back, and today I'm going to be talking about Matt Zuccarello and him getting traded to the Dallas Stars. Now Matt Zuccarello has been traded to Dallas, so what are the trade details and which team won this trade? Watch till the end to find out. Now, Matt Zuccarello is a Dallas Star, and all Dallas Stars fans, including me, can finally rejoice because we finally have a second-line winger, and Matt Zuccarello is a guy that can fit perfectly on this Dallas Stars team, and is one guy that I've been wanting the Dallas Stars to acquire for the past year, being a UFA. He fits quite well on this team, and I think he'll do quite well. Now, when it comes to the trade details, of course, you got Matt Zuccarello going to the Dallas Stars. He has 30% retained on his contract ending after this season. And going back to the New York Rangers, you have a 2019 second-round pick and a 2020 third-round pick. And when it comes to those picks, both of those picks have conditions on them, and they're pretty interesting. Now, when it comes to the conditions on those two picks, Bob McKenzie, I think, reported this first. He said the second rounder becomes a first if Dallas wins 2 playoff rounds. So that means if they go to the Western Conference Final, that pick in 2019 would become Dallas's first round pick. He also says that third round pick in 2020 becomes a first if Dallas re-signs Zuccarello. So pretty straightforward, but pretty interesting, and that could potentially become 2 first-round picks for the New York Rangers. Now, as a Dallas Stars fan, I'm just going to say it right now, we are not getting to the Western Conference Final. I think it's funny that the New York Rangers think that we have a chance at that, but it's not happening unless this team goes on a crazy run. But Zuccarello does help that cause. Now, I think there is the much bigger chance of them re-signing Zuccarello. I still see Zuccarello with the Dallas Stars as a rental, not going to be signed after this season, but that'll be interesting to see if that pick actually becomes that, especially if Dallas re-signs him. I think Zuccarello can be fine in the future, but if it were up to me, I would just say him as a rental right now. But Matt Zuccarello is a guy that can really be useful on this Dallas Stars team, especially over the last few weeks. It has not been good scoring-wise, and over the course of the season, the scoring has just not been there, especially from the depth that has just been crippling, especially offensively, while guys like Ben, Sagan, Rangers-DAL has been a little bit cold, but he's still been performing. Those guys are obviously scoring the points, but the Dallas Stars obviously have that lack of depth, and it's been that way for pretty much the past 3 seasons. But a guy like Zuccarello coming in who has had a great season with the New York Rangers will solve a little bit of that, not all of it, but he is a very useful forward that honestly Dallas needs right now. Now, Zuccarello so far with the New York Rangers has played 46 games, getting 11 goals, 26 assists for 37 points. And for the New York Rangers, they aren't the best team in the world. They're a lot better of an offensive team than they are a defensive team. But Zuccarello has still been able to perform quite well as a 31-year-old on a rebuilding team, which says a lot towards his character and his drive on the ice. And he's already a great leader, being one of the assistant captains in New York. He has already a lot of experience there, driving and leading that team. And he can also use that, especially in the playoffs, if Dallas actually makes it. But this deal could end up being a massive steal for the New York Rangers, and especially if both of those picks end up becoming first-round picks, that is pretty unlikely, but if it does end up happening, that is a great haul for Matt Zuccarello. But a second-round pick and a third-round pick, at least if that were to be the case, let's say the Stars lose in the first or second round, and Zuccarello goes into free agency, I feel like that is a pretty decent package for the Stars to give up. You didn't have to give up a big prospect like some people were saying, and for me, if they're just going to give up a second and third round pick, I think that is pretty great value for a scoring winger just like Matt Zuccarello. And as a Dallas Stars fan, I personally really do like this deal. While we're likely not going to get past Nashville, we're not going to get past Winnipeg, for this Dallas Stars team and for this Dallas Stars franchise, you almost need rental just to be able to make the playoffs, because it has just been such a challenge for them to be able to get over that hump and actually make the thing. We haven't made the playoffs in, if they were to miss it, 3 straight years. And that's something that the Dallas Stars really cannot afford with the good core they have right now. But adding a guy like Matt Zuccarello will hopefully secure them a playoff spot. Here's hoping, and here's hoping that there's no second half collapse, because last year we didn't really do too much at the deadline. We ended up falling, we ended up going out of the playoffs and missing it by a pretty large margin, and it looks like Jim Nill and the Dallas Stars has said no to that and are going after the big guy, which Zuccarello definitely is. And while by no means Zuccarello is going to fix the depth entirely, he will be a very good solution for the Dallas Stars and a guy and they can look towards when Ben, Saget, and Radulov start going on cold streaks. He is a guy that can chip in offensively and has the reputation of doing that, especially in the playoffs. And for the Dallas Stars, it can be super, super useful for them. And while the depth issue will not be solved completely by him, he'll definitely help that and at least be a stopgap right now. Now, of course, this is the part of the video where I determine a winner of this trade, the Dallas Stars or the New York Rangers, and this really all does depend on what the Dallas Stars do. If they make the Western Conference Final and re-sign Matt Zuccarello, New York gets 2 first-round picks and the obvious win is towards them. But if the Dallas Stars were to make the Western Conference Final, that would still be a pretty big win for them. So it kind of goes hand in hand, it kind of goes both ways, but as a Dallas Stars fan, I'm pretty excited to get Matt Zuccarello. Earlier in the day, we had that Ben Lovejoy trade, which made 0 sense whatsoever. But getting a guy like Matt Zuccarello has made a lot of sense for a long time and could bring the scoring and the leadership that the Dallas Stars need. So I'm going to say the Dallas Stars actually win this trade, but the New York Rangers definitely have an opportunity to get away with it. Especially if those 2 picks end up somehow becoming first-round picks. That can be a pretty decent haul for the New York Rangers and one that they would definitely like to have. But for the New York Rangers, it also makes sense to get rid of guys like Matt Zuccarello. So I'm not really against it for the New York Rangers at all. I feel like the Dallas Stars do win this trade though, especially since they didn't have to give up an A+ prospect like some people were saying. But while seeing Matt Zuccarello on a different jersey, not a New York Rangers jersey, is going to be very, very weird. Having him in the Dallas Stars jersey, having him in victory green is going to be very special to see, and it's going to be very fun to see on the ice. But of course, with this video, I want to hear your guys' thoughts down in the comments down below. So let me know, what do you think about this Matt Zuccarello deal? What do you think about the pieces and the conditions on the picks going back to New York? And of course, let me know who you think won this trade. Do you think the New York Rangers won or the Dallas Stars? Now, if you guys want some more Grav videos just like this one, you can click on this card right here to watch my video about Matt Duchene and him getting traded to the Columbus Blue Jackets. But that is going for today, guys. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you haven't already. Again, comment down below your thoughts on this trade, this Matt Zuccarello trade, and which team won. And I'll see you guys in the next video or stream. Goodbye.